Okay, we're on.
Coming up next, Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. You see the name. Our special guest, Zamir Zuriell from ASE Wrestling.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Let's go.
Bonjour, ça passe. How are you?
Let's go.
Following podcast scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the Internet Podcast.
We are back. You know who I am, the saluting one, Dark Queen. Duh. And you see the guy next to me, the insightful S. Got bars.
Bars. Wrestling media.
And our special guest, Zamir Zuriell from ASE Wrestling.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for coming on with us tonight. This has been in the works for a few weeks now, so I'm glad we were finally able to get you on.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, first things first, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about Zamir.
Well, hi, my name is Zamir Zuriell. I hail from Jeremy, Haiti. I came here to Atlanta and I trained under AR Fox from the WWA 4. So I'm pretty well versed in the ring. I'm pretty extravagant. I love to dance. Every single time I get out there, the crowd loves me. I love the crowd. I love my people. I'm all about my people, and I'm definitely about God. I am a very spiritual man. So I hold that near and dear to me. I try to share that light with others.
Absolutely. And we've noticed, me and him actually had a conversation just the other day about how more and more professional wrestlers are coming out professing their love for God and love for faith. So tell us how faith plays a part in not only your life but your professional wrestling career.
Thank you for asking. That's very sweet. Um, Faith is everything for me. I can't I can't personally do this life without Jesus. That's my personal Lord and Savior. That's my Father. I got to know myself. I've learned to know and love myself for all of me. Especially when growing up, I was judged for like either a few different things from like my voice, my weight, my confidence being tried. For me as a person, growing up, it wasn't all glitz and glam. It wasn't too too nice. So having that faith in something higher than me to know that it's all going to get better one day, and every single day, His grace is renewed for me. It's helped me push through, and even until this day, I don't enter a ring before I go through Gorilla. I pray. I say a short prayer, protect my body. I go out there. I do what I got to do. I go back. I finish it out. Thank you, God.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear. So what would you say to somebody that is struggling with their faith?
The best thing that you can do is to personally go in to your mind, or you go into a safe place that's quiet, and you just talk to God yourself. He can handle it. He can handle anything and every single thing that you're going through. He wants to hear you honestly. Shoot, I've been learning that recently, to be more honest with yourself and to be more honest with your source. He created you. He knows exactly who you are. All you got to do is ask.
Because I'll be the first to tell you, that was another part of our conversation that me and him were having, is that I am one of them people that is struggling with the faith, especially lately, because there's so much going on in this country and the world in general. Is like it's hard for people like myself to find that belief in a higher power like that with all the bad that's going on, mainly in this country, that we're seeing on a day in and day out basis. So what advice would you give me personally?
Uh, Personally, I would like to say you're very bold in what you say, and it's glorious. I would want you to know, sir, that you are, in my eyes, a beautiful expression of God. And if you've never been told that you can directly go to the Father, then that's a that's a misstep and that's a misfortune, because He truly does love you. And not only, like we always hear, like, yeah, He loves you, yeah, He loves you. Like, nah, He loves you directly. I've never met you before. There's a reason why God aligned this moment for us. No, there's no coincidence. If you would like to, if you would like to get to know Him personally, my favorite verse is Psalm 121. It's look up to the hills. Like, I look up to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. So just take a moment to yourself. Look at your body. Look at your skin. And be like, something created this. Something created this. This consciousness inside of my skull. Something created that. And just start there. That's all you got to
I
do.
will I will definitely start taking a moment out of my day or out of my night or wherever the case may be, and doing that. I mean, me and him have had conversations about it, and he's been there too, so he understands where I'm coming from. And but yeah, I appreciate that, because I've said that to people before and they called me all kinds of names. I was like, that's not very Christian like. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? So then I just started backing off, and I'm like, nah, see, this is why I'm struggling with this stuff. Like, I'm telling somebody that I'm having an issue with this specific thing, and the first thing you want to do is attack me personally. Like, that's not very Christian like.
Very much not. Like, that's not Christ like whatsoever. You should never do that to a person. If you claim to know our Father, you should know that's not how He rolled whatsoever. He would call those people out. I would call those people out for you. That's
I
insane.
appreciate that.
You should be respecting the
I
Father. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I I just stopped talking about it until I met him, and I know he's an avid churchgoer. He goes every Sunday and stuff like that. So I just pretty much had left it alone until I met my partner over here. So, but yeah, I will definitely. I appreciate you coming from the heart with it. I appreciate you not attacking me and just being like, "Hey, this is what I would do if I were you," instead of "You're this and you're that," and you, yes. So I thank you.
Of course, absolutely. And thank you for giving me the platform to share that. Absolutely. I want you to know again, like, I think you're pretty cool, bro. Like, there's literally only one you on this planet, and I'm glad that we met.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like you said, we all came together here for a reason.
I'll share it. Amen.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think one thing that I think that we have to realize too, as far as faith based, like when you're explaining faith to somebody, you're not supposed to be malicious. And I think a lot of times because individuals, and not even saying dub, I'm just speaking in general, individuals that don't understand, that might be struggling with something or don't understand something, that you might have those strong faith goers that don't know how to relate. They don't know how to relate. And I've dealt with that. So when he said that, it hit home for me. you know, I feel like the one thing that kept me faith based was the fact that my mother was an evangelist. You know what I'm saying? God rest her soul. So she was really, on my helmet, about, faith, about everything. And it's kind of crazy because like, she poured a lot of her knowledge into me before she passed, and then she spoke about things that are starting to come to fruition. She spoke about podcasting. I didn't think I was going to be podcasting. Well, she didn't really say podcast. She just basically said public speaking. And she said that was going to be my lane. Now, mind you, I did 1,000 different things before I even got to this point. He'll tell you, I can draw, I do music. Well, podcasting was the last thing. Public speaking was the last thing. And the next thing you know, I'm in front of you right now with my boy talking about professional wrestling, which is something that I hold dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, outside of this, I counsel. I counsel folk, you know what I'm saying, on their journey to recovery. So it's like, dang, like how did she even call that? You know what I mean? And that just goes to show you, when God ordains people with that wide counsel, that wise counsel, they can always foresee something within their children before the children even see it. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I understand totally, what Dub was saying, and like I had told him before, which he already knows, like, like real, real recognize real, and real would never push you away. They would want to bring you in. The church is supposed to be something that brings people in, not divides them. But unfortunately, in today's world, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like rough right at the moment. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Wow, man. Powerful testimony you got.
yeah,
It's
yes.
amazing.
So what I mean. But yeah, he knows, man. That he's very talented. He has a lot. He has a lot going for him. He doesn't even know how much he does just yet. But he's going to probably end up seeing it in the near future. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know. I didn't know what was foreseen for me in the next 5 years. You know what I mean? So like, we don't really know, but we know that the man upstairs, that guy knows where we gonna be going. You know what I'm saying? So
God knows.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
I want to talk
Wow.
about this real quick. Yeah, WWE NIL experience. Tell us about that. Did you
WWE.
WWE did you work the NIL program?
Oh no, not yet. I haven't.
Okay, okay,
It's an
okay.
amazing opportunity, though.
So I'm gonna ask you this then: how do you feel the NIL program has significantly impacted professional wrestling's development thus far, especially for young talent like yourself?
I'm very thankful for it. I'm very thankful for it because that's another doorway for us to intermingle not only with, of course, the biggest wrestling company on the planet,
Yeah.
but it helps us, get to wrestle and learn all the newer guys who are going into NXT and who are trying to go into the WWE from different avenues.
Mhm.
Because we all need to be able to work together, both indie and professional,
Mhm.
or NXT or on TV on that level.
Mhm.
The more that we build together on this foundation, the stronger that our futures are going to be. I
Mhm.
believe that we're going to have stronger matches, stronger storylines, stronger promos, stronger like abilities. to bounce off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, WWE NIL, that's very significant, especially in our time period, because it wasn't always like that. We didn't have opportunities, even shoot, like 3 years ago. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
have as much opportunity as we do now.
Mm-hmm. So so being that that program exists at the moment and everything, what would you say the most valuable lesson you learned during your time that surrounds this program? Because this program basically takes young athletes. Some of these folks are not even professional wrestlers as of yet. They never wrestled the indies. They never did anything outside of their sport, whether it was basketball, football, rugby, whatever. They never did anything outside of that. And then you got the NIL program, who basically grabs them, brings them in, and trains them in their own way to be a professional wrestler, which is basically the WWE style. So, what do you think that program can teach young aspiring talent like yourself?
Hard work,
Mm-hmm.
because not too much. I hold respect for college athletes that come into wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
because I've worked with many college athletes and former athletes that have come into wrestling, or it's their first matches, or it's their first appearances even at a wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
So from that experience, I know from starting from ground zero, it's not easy, especially from coming from like football, or some people just ran track, or some people just did gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
In order for your body, because your body movements are going to be different than the way that you played before. It's a whole new sport.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about so many other things. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're working with newer talent, I think it's more fun that way. I actually very much like working with newer talent to make, the athletes that weren't involved in wrestling before, but want to actually give it a shot and care. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Step into the ring and we can see what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, they take the average to the most experienced athlete, and they put them in the ringer, and then before you know it, we get people like the Brian Breakers or things of that way, who never wrestled outside of WWE or the Indies period, and they become this terrific, you know professional wrestler. I mean, almost like an overnight thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing that you pointed out that is true is that your body works different in professional wrestling. Like there's certain things that your body's not accustomed to as far as movement, mobility, that when you was doing playing basketball or whatever, your muscle memory is used to that. You start doing them bumps, them flips, them hurricanranas or whatever, your body's like, oh, wait a second here. Wait a second. Let's take a step back. And I've heard and seen stories of folks, like they said it was the hardest thing ever when it came to wrestling training. They put it over football, basketball, just about every sport. They said professional wrestling training is the hardest thing ever. I still would like to train, by the way. I still would like to, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would like to take a bump, like just to see what it would feel like. Cause my uncle was a professional wrestler in Nigeria, but he never got a chance to come to the states and do it on a United States soil because he passed. But I definitely would like to one day, before this body gets too old to be trying to do that. So yeah, for sure.
Maybe
Yeah.
Ric Flair
Already there,
style
bro.
wrestling.
Yeah, here you go. Here you go. Okay. I was wait. I was waiting. I was waiting for him to throw that jab in there. Yeah, he we do this from time to time. Like when we doing the interview, he'll throw a jab in there, like, "Yo, yeah, this guy's already hitting father time." You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. He could get the Shao Kahn laugh. He could get the Shao Kahn laugh for that. Yeah. So it's all good. I got another question, and I'll send it back to Dub. You mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, you trained with AR Fox, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what was your experience training with AR Fox? Because we've had a lot of people on the show that has trained with him. So what was your experience with training with AR Fox, and like what have you learned from him?
Well, I I love training at the WWE floor. Honestly, I couldn't have
Mm-hmm.
asked for a better place.
Mm-hmm.
When I first met him, it was so. The story was funny. It was like pouring outside. It was my first day. It was pouring outside, and the WWE floor is in units, so we're like a school in different units. There was a U-Haul driver next to us, and Fox was just like they were spatting back and forth about like parking spots or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is a lot. I was like, okay, first introduction. I go inside, and then immediately I see Fox is like, what's up, man? You here to wrestle? Like, yeah, yeah, I sure am, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, and he let me into the ring immediately. And I was like, okay, get into the ring.
Wow.
He's so cool. He's the best trainer I could have asked for. Honestly, he's the reason I know how to wrestle the way that I do. The confidence. I was afraid to take a suplex, a hip toss.
Mm-hmm.
It took like I was afraid to do drop kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't imagine now, right? Like I can't, I can't not see myself doing these moves. But he helped build that confidence within not only just me, but me and my brothers. Like we're all a big family. That's how we came stepping. That's how he built us. A little fox den. That's like all of us in there.
Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah, you went out for a second. Can you hear me?
Oh, you did? I did?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I can hear
not
you.
you, not you, not you. Him. Can you hear me? You should be able
Uh,
to hear me. The sound says is reading you. Yeah. My bad, man. Go ahead while he's trying to get that back to normal. Go ahead. Go ahead. What were you saying?
perfectly
Uh.
fine. No, no.
Okay.
Uh, all of us. We are all Fox. Like, we were all Fox's kids. We're all his boys, and now girls. Yes, as y'all
Mm-hmm.
too. Like we've all been. The way that he trained us is just so different. A lot of places that we would go, like they would see us as like. I mean, of course, like you walk into any show, and you see us as like just a group of wrestlers walking in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's kind of like, oh, okay, just a group of wrestlers. But then once they found out, or like once we tell them, like, oh yeah, AR Fox trained us, or like we're from the WWE floor, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, really? That means like this card is going to be fire. These matches are
Mm-hmm.
going to be fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting ready to say too. Like I see a little bit of AR Fox's influence with your wrestling style, especially with the drop kick, because like you caught some height. I was watching one match. I forgot what match it was, but I was watching one match and you caught some serious height. Serious height. I thought you was about to dunk the ball or something like that. Like you caught some height. So I definitely see his influence. I, man, AR Fox is amazing. Like I remember watching him on Lucha Underground, like the classic matches he had with Swerve, who was
Yeah,
who
kill
at the
shot.
who was Kill Shot at the time, yeah. And like he's pretty versatile too because like he had some real gruesome matches too. The one part where he fell through the glass or something like that, I was like, man, I was like, yeah,
Ah,
he's yeah. I was like, yeah, he's
oh,
done. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, he's done. And then he was able to get up from that. I was like, yeah, this man is not
Yep.
human. He's not human for for the bumps I've seen him take in that match. I was like, man, that guy is not human. He's from a different planet for sure. You know, but yeah, it you know what's crazy too because AR Fox, Swerve, and Ricochet, they're in the same promotion together, and they were in the same promotion together on Lucha Underground. That's wild. They all worked. Ricochet was Prince Puma.
It's Puma, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was Prince.
Oh wow. I just
You
yeah.
didn't know that? You
No, no,
didn't
I
know?
just now put the correlation there, and then they're like all four.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, I just
yeah,
not. Wow.
yeah. That was
Huh.
Prince. That was Prince Puma. He was Prince Puma.
Oh no, no,
That
I knew that. I didn't know that all those people, like all of them ended up in AEW too. I never put two and two together like that.
Yeah, yeah. See me, I be paying attention to stuff like that. I'm like, wait, like, yeah, all of them been working together for like years because they were in Lucha Underground together and then now they're in AEW together. Of course, besides AR Fox, the other two they played different personas in the other promotion, but they basically still all work together. So yeah. That I just had to put that together, which is crazy. And there's a few other guys that worked Lucha Underground in AEW as well. Brian Cage, Lucha Underground, AEW. There's a few other guys, but yeah, I just want to throw that out there because I just find it interesting that there's so many people that he's worked, that he's trained, and now they're flourishing. Like I see it all the time. Um, my last question before I throw it back to Dub. And what would say is your in ring style, and what would you say that is your techniques?
Oh, I always have a hard time answering this question because I'm like a cornucopia of things. I can kind of really do it all.
Mm-hmm.
My in-ring style is mostly. mm, I would just like to say like a great combination, like a good mixture of quite a couple things. Like I can do high flying style, I can shoot, I can wrestle, I can play heel, I can be face.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really do love to leave my feet for her Karana, so I love lucha. Absolutely, the Japanese style is something I really want to hone into one day. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to go to Japan and wrestle one day. So I guess I can't give you a solid straight answer on that because I want to learn it all and build my foundation as I go.
How many years of experience do you have so far?
Four.
Oh wow. Oh okay. I was expecting you to say like 10 or 11, but yeah, 4. Wow. Wow. So you freshly into it. Yeah. So like I would say like this is like your, like if you was to your years of experience to put it like into like college or whatever like that, what would you say? You're a sophomore, junior, or you're a senior, or a little bit in between? What would you say you at right now?
Junior.
Okay. Okay.
Junior. Senior is like my next level.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you from what I have seen, like you're talented. You're talented, and I like from what your character portrays. I see a lot of exceptional things for you in the near future, like whether it's WWE, whether it's AEW, like what I mean. Your style, what you do is definitely must see TV. So hopefully we put it into the universe. We see you on one of those two shows. You know what I mean? We TNA, wherever, we see you on one of them two shows because it's definitely must see TV. Like I could definitely see you in the X division. The X division, you know what I mean?
Merci, merci beaucoup. I would love to do that one day.
Yeah, that would be
Shoot, I want
dope.
to run for TNA. I would love that.
Yeah, you versus Leon Slater. That would be nice. That would be dope. That would be dope.
Shoot, thank you. I
Yeah.
think that would be a solid match as well.
And I tell you this, like usually when I say stuff like this, 9 times out of 10 it happens because we spoke about stuff in the past, me and my boy, and then the next thing you know, it happened for that person. So I'm just saying, when you put the positivity out there in the universe, things do come to fruition. You know what I mean? So just keep in mind. You know what I mean, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I received, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dub.
So let's backtrack just a tad bit. Coming from Haiti, what got you started into professional wrestling?
It was actually my mom. Yeah, my mom got me into it when I was 6 years old. Yeah. I'm specifically. I was in the States, Virginia at that time. So she took me to GameStop, and I had the thin PlayStation 2. So there was a big bin of just like single-dollar games, like the little envelope games. And SmackDown Here Comes the Pain was my first ever video game. And now I can proudly state to this day that SmackDown is my favorite brand. I'm a SmackDown boy. I'm a diehard SmackDown boy. So when she introduced me, I started playing the games, and then I slowly started watching it. So it was the video games, then it was TV. I didn't want to actually become a wrestler really ever. I thought it was pretty cool. I did believe that one day I could do it. I just kind of had this feeling of like, if that is what's for me, it's probably gonna happen. It's just a feeling inside of me. I was like 6 years old, yeah. And fast forward to let's say 2014. Yep, 2014, when WWE 2K14 came out, and I saw one of the trailers for it, and it had the perfect song that went over it. It was like a Fall Out Boy song, and I was like, you know what? I want to be in a video game. And if I want to be in a video game, I'm probably gonna have to become a wrestler. And that was the only thought that went into it at that moment. I just wanted to be in a video game at
Hey, ain't
first.
nothing wrong with that at all. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. I think at one point we all wanted to be in a video game. I remember playing high school football and thinking like one of these days I am going to be in the NCAA football game, and then I'm gonna make it to Madden, and then everybody can see then I'm gonna be on TV playing for whatever team, And I'm sure my boy here was probably thought he was gonna be in the college basketball game and in the NBA and then being seen on TV. It's crazy because you're not the first wrestler that we've talked to and said that they got their start by playing a video game.
Really, I think that's pretty cool. It's a testament to our new generation. That's how we got into it.
Yeah, yeah, and to me, I know the older generation like kids always playing their video games, but it gives you like if you're doing a sport or something like that, like a wrestling or a football, basketball, baseball, even like maybe that's something that's just inspiring you. Like you know what, like in your case, you know what, I want to do this because I want to be on this game. You know what I mean? It's motivation.
You know what? You're absolutely right. That was my main motivation. I just that yeah. Yeah, at first that was definitely my main shtick. It was pretty cool.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all. And to all you old folk out there that don't like it that the kids play video games, look at that guy right there. And now he's doing it. Now he's putting in the work to make that video game.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Shoot, shoot, yes, sir.
So, did you play any sports in middle school or high school or anything like that?
No,
None.
not one sport.
That's also a first. So that tells me that
Mm-hmm.
all you did was make the decision that you wanted to be a professional wrestler and started putting in the work to get there.
Hmm. Somehow,
Because
some
yeah,
way.
and it's crazy because you're the first wrestler that hadn't had a didn't play a sport, even if it was in middle school. Because like even something as simple as what was it? Zay Vegas said he did rugby,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in
Yeah.
middle school or something like that. So that's why I was like, none, because you're the first one that said that they didn't play sports.
Yeah, that's actually pretty uncommon, especially in this field. You got to have some type of physical background somehow. I didn't.
So when you went into training with AR Fox, was like the physicality of it like a shocker to you?
Yes, it sucks. Yeah, that shit sucked. It took me the ropes. Oh yeah, just cut. My skin had not turned red like that ever. It took me a month and a half to learn how to bump correctly.
Wow.
But you didn't give up though.
Nope. I was like, I gotta at least get this down. That was the first thing. I was like, please, bro. I actually, Alex Kane. Alex Kane is he was this he was the nail in the coffin for that. He was the one that finally got me to bump correctly. It was in training. Somebody made a table behind me. He just pushed me down, and I just did it. I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. A
Yeah,
whole month of whiplash.
yeah, we very familiar with Alex Kane. Shout out to Alex Kane. I had the privilege of interviewing him a few years ago on my other channel. Before I got started over here with my peoples, I had a chance to interview him, and he's a very very experienced and influential mind of professional wrestling. Not only that, he's one of the longest reigning MLW champions as well. And the funny thing about it is, that year, my peoples and I interviewed him. Right, he sort of was hinting that he was going for that title. He didn't actually say he was going to go, but he sort of was hinting, and I was like, yeah, man. I told my boy after the show, I was like, yo, he's about to win that MLW title. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then before you know it, I watched MLW's next episode. He done won the title. I was like, oh,
Come
see, there
on,
you go.
man.
Yeah. So shout out to Kane. Shout out to Kane. Um, what I wanted to ask you.
Blew my
Okay,
head.
so can you discuss uh a move basically basically what is your day-to-day schedule as far as like preparing yourself to go and train? Like what do you plan on doing when you before you even get to the training or whatever like that?
Oh, easy. I'll wake up and I get myself together. My hygiene is very important for me
Mhm.
because I know the ring itself is not going to be the cleanest.
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
so I always make sure that I maintain both inner mouth, my face, my hair. Always gotta make sure I
Mhm.
look good to start because if I look good and I
Mhm.
feel good, I'm gonna train good.
Mhm.
Following
Yeah.
that, I also eat very well.
What would you say your diet looks like as far as professional wrestling? Because you have some people that they get high on protein, as far as like certain things, and then you have others that You have others that want to keep the lean look like yourself. You know what I mean? Then you got people that want to keep the in between. So what would you say your goal is as far as like weight wise? Do you want to jump into the heavyweight division at one point in time in your career, or would you like to stay like cruiserweight X division type of stature?
I would say one day I would like to hit the heavyweight just to say that I did it, but
Mm-hmm.
I I much rather, not even rather, I'm built for the X division
Mm-hmm.
type ish. Like I like physically how I'm made, it's like a straight shot right there. The cruiserweight division, the X division, um any division that really I know I can hold a candle to. The heavyweight division, not too much because I can take on some heavyweights and I have.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the build I want, my goal, like realistically, Norman Smiley from the '80s, that, that right there.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that too because Norman Smiley's like in between. Like he's not like I would say like he's just like I believe at a certain point of his career he was just hitting heavyweight just by a smidge, and but he was also doing cruiserweight stuff as well because I do remember him doing matches in the cruiserweight division when he was in WCW. So I get what you're saying. Hey, listen, even Daniel Bryant became a heavyweight at one point. You know what I'm saying?
So big.
Like you see the Dolph Zigglers, the people like that. They're not like super muscular, but they're able to like dabble on both sides of the fence because of their physique. So like yeah, I believe it's possible for you if that's one of your goals moving forward, like in the years to come. I believe it could happen for sure. Um, what's my next question? So I asked you that. So I want to ask you this. Do you feel overlooked as far as your wrestling so far? As far as where you at, like, do you feel overlooked, or do you feel like you're taking strides and you're about to hit that ceiling where like internationally you're gonna blow.
I feel like I'm gonna hit that stride where internationally I'm gonna blow.
Mm-hmm.
I have had, I've had, I've had a few moments where I felt overlooked, or I've definitely gotten like down upon myself when it came to my wrestling. Which
Mm-hmm.
you're not. I'm human. I mean, like we all are. I can get downcast about like anything comparison. I can compare myself to other people. I could, like think my wrestling isn't good enough, but I've been told too many times and I've been shown too many times from the crowd to backstage that
Mm-hmm.
my name does carry weight in this industry now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there are times that I do feel overlooked for like, certain boxes that people say you have to check, or certain places you have to go, or certain things you have to do in wrestling. Like, I don't do a whole bunch of crazy stuff when it comes to the ring,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talented and my work speaks for itself. And
Mm-hmm.
it has spoken for itself. It's brought me here to this day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only reason why I asked that because I do understand that when especially coming in to this business of professional wrestling, like you will have strides where you're like, things are too quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like you would be busy to a certain point, and then things get so quiet, and you'd be like, "Wow, now why is it so quiet? Why am I not getting a phone call here, or why I'm not over there? You know what I mean? Did I do something wrong, or did I do this or do that?" And I feel like it's important, especially for your young career, that you continue to evolve and you continue to push, because I do feel like, I mean, prime example, if you think about years ago when COVID was in existence, look at how it shut down everything. Look at how many people were struggling for work. You know what I mean? I know for me, I know for me, uh, because I'm an essential worker, we still had to work, but we had to work from home. We couldn't even have to step outside. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think it's important, to keep, persevering. And then at some point, I remember them bringing wrestling into the forefront as almost an essential thing. They managed to work it out where you guys were able to work in front of empty crowds, and but we were still able to see you on television. I know WWE had the whole thing with the screens and the virtual watch, and AEW had the empty crowds, but the wrestlers were the crowd type of thing. So it was interesting to see. It was interesting to see that whole transition taking place, and then end up back into the live crowd. I mean, that's what created Roman Reigns, the Roman Reigns that we know now. Like, the whole pandemic, he was evolving into that character, and then when he came into the forefront and he came in front of that live crowd, we know him now as a tribal chief. So yeah, so I believe, like, certain things like that can definitely mold you and bring out the best in you. You know, go ahead, Doug.
Mm, thank you.
So, are there any from the time you started playing the video game? Who were some of the wrestlers that you started looking up to?
Well, I would say my favorite wrestler is actually Norman Smiley. He's someone that I see a lot of myself in. He's the first, like, honestly, I found my story to be very similar to his. Like, he's from the UK, but he's black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm French and I'm black as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I immediately correlated with that. I saw him on WCW, not only funny, but he could wrestle his ass off. And then I went back and I saw his work in Japan in UWF. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, this man is actually very cold in the ring. I can
Mm-hmm.
see why he's like known. And to see him, he was definitely one of and is my strongest inspiration to get better in the ring and to just grow into me as Zamir. He's pretty cool. The Rock, I will say, absolutely one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. His promo skills are the reason why I want to cut promos so bad and why I enjoy cutting promos. He's funny. He's hilarious. He like his confidence out there. It's just him. I was like, what? He's just speaking. I love this man. He's iconic, bro. The rock bottom, one of the greatest finishers. Period. I love every time he gets flat out. Oh, and gotta like just bring her up real quick. AJ Lee,
Mm.
mother, mother. Oh, I love her so much. Oh, I love AJ Lee so much. I've loved her ever since I was like I watched her growing up. I watched her from NXT when I was a kid. So I was like, God, this is insane. She's back, bro. Like, yay. She's my goodness, bro. And she also like even like outside of the ring, she greatly like reading her book, Crazy is My Superpower, truly helped me want to seek help for my own mental health journey. Like she's been so bold and so strong in many ways. So those three right there, my favorites.
So, needless to say, you're going to be watching WrestlePalooza tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Mm-hmm.
not going to miss AJ Lee.
Oh no, I know for sure. Yeah.
Yay! I just love you so much.
The excitement. uh, so, if you had to name a wrestling Mount Rushmore, who would you put on that Mount Rushmore?
Um, Norman Smiley, because
Okay.
again, he's my favorite wrestler. Two, I would put Booker T, because he is the first black man I've ever seen wrestle. Very first. And his legacy, not too much. My finisher is the scissors kick because he did the scissors kick. He's iconic. I would AR Fox, because I wouldn't be Zamir without that man. Of course, he's truly one of the greatest of all time in my book, and we all know it. And AJ Lee, AJ Lee,
I
my
saw that
favorite
one
women's
coming.
wrestler. Got to favorite women's wrestler, cause the Black Widow went crazy every single time she snapped that in. Oh wow, yeah.
I saw that coming from a mile. As soon as I thought about asking you that question, I was like, after hearing what he said, he's definitely going to have AJ Lee in there.
Too giddy, too giddy. It's my mom. I can't wait to meet her one day.
That's what Roxanne Perez was doing, calling her mom.
Yay! She got multiple children. Hey, I'm her son.
Have you had any discussions with AEW or WWE about either trying out or showing up on the show?
I've had little drops here and there, of course. There's been heh, like there were some divine delays in the past, like different personal things, but in the future,
Mhm.
I got it. Man. Now we're set in stone. I'm good.
So, if you could name a dream opponent of yours, today's wrestling, not past, today's wrestling, who would you like to step foot in the ring with the most?
The most. Ooh, it's quite a few people. Dang, that list is extensive.
Okay, give us five. Give us five.
Oh, easy. Well, that's easier. Leon Slater, because he is a fantastic wrestler. He is a fantastic wrestler. Really cool for our generation. Alex Kane, because we've never wrestled before. He's one of my dream actors. Um, Teriyaki, he's one of my dream matches as well. Because we haven't wrestled before for some reason. Um, if I was to say, oh, I would love to wrestle. I would love to actually wrestle Ricochet. I think that
Mm,
match would go crazy.
that match
I
would be
think that match
fire.
would go. Yeah, thank you. Shoot. Oh, if I was to wrestle, I want to wrestle Obafemi or yeah,
Oh, the ruler.
yeah,
Oh, oh man.
Okay.
That probably would be similar to Uber versus Javon Evans because that match went crazy. That match went
yeah,
crazy. There was some. Would you be prepared to take those type of bumps, like if you had to?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Cause he launched Javon Evans like a dart. He threw Javon. I hey listen, hey listen. I thought Javon Evans was done after he got put through that table. I was like, yeah, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. And then he just got back up. So are you prepared? You prepared to take because that was a heavy bump.
Oh, I know that bump was a heavy bump too. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. Shoot, I'll do it for a nice check. I'll do it for a check. A noble,
Hey,
a noble bump. Hey,
hey, whatever you got to do to get paid, right?
yeah, shit. Somebody's going home with something, and it's me. Absolutely.
You know what's funny about that is that he even does that to some of the heavier guys. Maybe doesn't toss them as far, but he pretty much tosses even the heavier guys halfway, if not all the way across the ring.
Yeah, he did that to Jasper Troy. I was shocked, and Jasper Troy's bigger than him. And he
Yes.
tossed Jasper Troy across the ring. I said, yo, this dude is not human. Like,
There's
and
nothing that makes me
yeah, I was like, yo, this guy must be eating that fufu that got some sort of like
feel.
sensu beans linked up in there. And if he see this video, he's probably gonna be cracking up right now. Like, hey, Oba, from a Nigerian to a Nigerian, man, what's in your fufu, bro? Like, I just want to know because how the hell are you lifting up Jasper Troy and you tossing him, and dude is bigger than you? Like, I've seen the side by side. Like, he pretty much looks over you, and you tossed him. So they got yeah man. You got that extra smoke in that fufu because you know what I mean. I want to eat what you eating. You know what I'm saying?
I just want some fufu. That's all. I just want some fufu.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was something when I seen him do that. Go ahead, man. My
So
bad, bro.
Shoot.
no, you good. You good. So earlier you brought up taking care of your mental health. What are some things that you do to take care of your mental health?
Uh, I pray. I take every single thought that I have captive. I can't let my brain go haywire. Um, for to speak personally more about my mental health. I was a few years ago. I was diagnosed with OCD, and a lot of people think that it's like just cleaning and organizing and making sure that everything's straight. Uh, a lot of people, what you may not know is it's been ranked top 10 amongst the most debilitating illnesses.
Mm,
Period. So there was definitely a point where after it was while I was wrestling too. It was I had a moment where I kind of crashed out, not in like a bad way,
mm-hmm,
but mentally I just my thoughts couldn't stop running. When people bring up intrusive thoughts, a lot of people think it's like a joke or it's a very funny thing,
mm-hmm,
but a lot of the times those thoughts would be thoughts of like harm or thoughts of like just not good thoughts towards yourself or good thoughts towards other people or about certain situations. So having thoughts like that run into your head all the time and not having a way out, it felt debilitating for me because it was an everyday struggle, every hour,
mm-hmm,
every hour. There wasn't a minute that went by until really until I started getting back into prayer and I was I was directed to AJ Lee's book actually,
Mm.
which made me fall in love with her even more because how raw and transparent she was in her story. I was like, wow, there's actual wrestlers who understand this, and her story was really deep, and I could relate to hers a lot. That led to me then starting to seek wise counsel and help for my brain, which then turned into a diagnosis of OCD. So from that point, it was just therapy and still is therapy. Going into like writing down even sticky notes of like my worst fears and plastering them on my wall, on my closet door. And I have to look at those, I have to acknowledge them. I have to be like, you don't phase me anymore. These are all behind me. I received something new. And actually, one by one, those sticky notes fall down. And as they fall down, that's another old one that I can toss away that I don't have to deal with anymore. So it's little stuff like that that keeps me going and still helps me.
You talking about a powerful testimony, a powerful story.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's powerful. Like,
Mm-hmm.
really, because whenever you hear people talk about OCD, it's always in a joking matter. Oh, I'm over here rearranging, my OCD is going crazy and stuff like that. And then you hear it coming from somebody who is actually diagnosed with OCD. You see, it's like that's not all that OCD is. There's more to it. And then hearing that, that opened my eyes. Like because I thought OCD was like, oh, obsessive cleaning or doing things obsessively all the time. And it's could just be something like you were saying, your mind going crazy,
Mm-hmm.
going wild,
Mental
I should
obsession.
say. Yes, there it is. That's a better way to put it. Sorry if that offended you. I did not mean it.
Oh no. Thank you for your respect. Thank you so much for that. No, but actually that is a real thing. So people have like physical compulsions where you see the cleaning and the organizing, but on the flip side there's also mental compulsions where you can't see that, which is what most people do actually struggle with, but they either can't recognize it or it's so not talked about that no one seeks counsel for it. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't take it anymore because my thoughts were going too haywire.
Hmm.
So I chose to go get help. And
Mm-hmm.
the mental compulsions, it's still an everyday thing. Unfortunately, it's not something that you can cure. So if there's anybody that watches this in the future, even though there may not be a definite cure for it, there is hope, and God helps you every single day with it. Trust me.
Absolutely. So, speaking of mental health and everything like that, as you know, as we talked about earlier, right when we got started, when we were talking about faith, I have brought up the fact of the way the country is these days, right? So, have you ever been into a situation where you're in a town and you're wrestling, and then somebody throws a racial slur or something like that at you? And if so, how did you deal with that?
Oh, I can't. Well, yeah, yes, I can absolutely answer this question. For any of y'all who, well, I guess y'all do know what sundown town or
Hmm?
like sundown towns are. For those who don't know, that those are towns that are populated by strategically like racist people that don't like people of color, don't like black people, and specifically go after and target us. So one day, me and a couple of my boys were on a road trip to Alabama for a show, and we were passing by. It kind of already felt kind of sketchy, but we knew what spots to hit and when not to go. We got to the show, show went fine. Leaving the show, we went to a gas station, and it was nighttime, and luckily there were lights out there, so we felt safe. But there were like there was one guy, and then there were then like two or three guys that started like having peering eyes towards us, and then immediately we were like, "Oh, we gotta go. That's not. This ain't for us." That's the first moment when where I was privy to what a sundown town was. I didn't know that whatsoever. I just went on the wrestling show. Like I just went on the road to go to a show. I didn't think that that was even a thing I had to look out for. And then like I even texted my mom and I was like, "What's a sundown town?" And she broke it down for me. And I was like, "Okay, so we got to be careful, especially in this climate, in this day and age. Oh, we really got to be careful, y'all."
Yeah, and I'm somebody that's from the South. I'm originally from Texas, and I live in Oklahoma now. Yes, sundown towns are still pretty much a thing. There's a few here in Oklahoma. There's a few in the little town that I'm from in East Texas. There's a few surrounding that little town. I mean, you definitely have to be careful. And they're all and there's some up north in the northern parts of the states, but they are still very active in the South. So to anybody that's traveling, anybody of color that's traveling, whether if you're black, you're Hispanic, especially these days, especially Hispanic, you're Asian, whatever the case may be, check your map, look up every town that you're going to be going through, because there is a website out there. I can't remember the website off the top of my head, but there is a website out there that does have a list of all the sundown towns within the country. I would suggest anybody that's traveling, especially throughout the South, that is of color, find that website and definitely look at where you're going, because you do not, and I mean you do not want to get caught in these sundown towns.
Mm.
Nah,
Yes.
that's true. That's truth.
Yes, bars. I know you're up there in Jersey, so you guys might not have to deal with that kind of stuff that often, but we do down here. And let me tell you, I you know the industry that I work in. I go house to house and I turn gas on, natural gas onto the house, and I have to go inside these houses to light hot water tanks, and in the wintertime I have to light their furnaces and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are still people, even in the city that I live in. We have over 1 million people in this city that I live in, and there's still plenty of people around here that will not let me even on their yard just to turn their gas on. So,
Mm.
yeah, you're
Oh,
looking at me like that.
that
Absolutely, there are still
sounds
people.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've been privy to, certain situations in the past, more or less of my size. Like, what I'm saying, I'm tall, so and I'm not a small guy, so like a lot of times, like, I go into these certain areas, it's instant intimidation. Like, I'm like, what I mean, the glasses don't help. Like, I had glasses on, they still feel some type of way, like I'm about to do something. You know what I'm saying? One situation comes to mind was I was uh I was actually, because my boy mentioned I like to play a lot of basketball, so I was actually coming from hooping at the park, and I'm in the car with my boy, like two of my friends or whatever, and we're driving to go to a Wawa, and in the process of that, where we're coming from is predominantly Caucasian, and we going through there to get to the Wawa, which is on the other side of the town, and when I say the cops hovered over to my vehicle, what I mean, I'm not lying to you. That happened, and they asked to inspect the vehicle, and I said, for what? Like, we're not doing nothing. I'm coming here to this Wawa to get some water, juices, snacks, or whatever. We just got finished playing on the park just down the road. What is the issue? And then he was like, "Oh, did try to antagonize me, to get me to go off, so then that way they'll have a reason to, inspect my vehicle, because they didn't really have no reason, but they just wanted to mess with me." And then, of course, they got a call later that they had to go check something else out, and then they left us alone. But just those are the type of things that I've experienced over the years. I haven't experienced the last few years, but in my younger years, yes, I've experienced a lot of that. And even even dealing in my field of work, just a tad bit depending, I might have to deal with it, but for the most part I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people that I work with are supportive, and they don't roll that way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But I do get it. I do get it. It's the climate's different right now. We gotta be safe. We gotta be safe. Particularly us. We have to be safe. I I
Hmm.
I I pray for my kids every day. I send them off to school. I pray for my wife before she goes off to work. My wife prays for me before I get in my car to go to work, because you never know.
Amen.
You never know what's going to actually happen. In the next 24 to 8 hours or whatever. when you're out there on the road. My boy tell me these stories all the time. Like, I pray for him too. Like, yo, bro, you gotta deal with that. I don't really have to see that where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But it's a tough climate. So by you telling your story, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Like, yeah,
It's real. No,
yeah.
I mean that was my first ever experience, really, like dealing with it, and that's not even the furthest of how racism can go.
Mm-hmm,
Unfortunately,
mm-hmm,
especially with what you
mm-hmm,
recently had happen. God rest his soul.
mm-hmm.
But it's been a lot. But
Yeah,
I pray
I
for all
get
of
it.
us together.
I get it. I
So,
get it.
so real quick, when you ran into that situation and figuring out where you were, did that mess with you mentally at all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was the first situation I've really encountered with like my life could be in danger just because of my skin color. My life is in danger because of my skin color. Doesn't make sense to me. I've done. I'm just sitting in the car. We're all just sitting in the car waiting to go home. We're just trying to go home. That was just a glimpse of. That was just a glimpse of what reality. That was like a big, like a quick wake up call. Like, oh shit, I'm still black. To put it
Yeah,
out there blatantly, like
yeah.
shit, like I'm
Mm-hmm,
still here. So, and my mama warned me about that when I was a kid too. She
mm-hmm,
warned me all the way from Mississippi, from that area. Well, I was born in Mississippi, so I'm always been in the South, Haiti, all that stuff. Just always been black, and to be known like you are different. That was the first point where I felt different in wrestling. Because before that, in wrestling, didn't have an issue.
hmm
So even
it's
traveling,
crazy.
I know in the territory days, I know there's a lot of wrestlers that had to deal with that in the territory days. I remember, I forgot what interview was it, and we spoke briefly about the territory times and racism and the things that the wrestlers had to deal with as far as to get over. So that's why I feel, and I know he feels the same way, that it's important to have platforms like this to promote us. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we not going to have other folks, you know what I'm saying, on our show, but mainly to promote us. I feel like that's important because there's not enough of platforms of us promoting us. There's platforms of us promoting other things, but there's not a platform enough platforms of us promoting us. And then I just feel that that's important, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like these type of outlets, can solidify individuals. Like we don't know, like we wasn't privy to who were watching our show. We come to find out there's a lot of wrestlers that watch our show and they enjoy our show. They comment all the time in our messages and tell us so many things. We don't even know. We don't know. We just being ourselves and having fun, and they tell us what they like, and I feel like that's important. Like we need to promote each other because that's just another way of putting ourselves and each other over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't know we somebody that admires you could be watching this right now or watch this tomorrow, watch the re-recording tomorrow and say, "Yo, I seen this guy somewhere before. Let me make a phone call to Ashe. How can I get in contact with this guy?" And then before you know it, boom, you in NXT. Boom, you in ROH. Boom, you in AEW. That's how it works. You know what I'm
happens
saying?
like
Yeah. So yeah,
that.
I get it. I get it. Um, I wanted to talk to you about the tag team you formed with Ashen Star. Ashen Star. How was that? How was that? Uh, teaming with Ashton Starr as the streetwear fashions. How was that?
I love it so much, man. He took me under his wing. He picked
Yeah.
me up. Honestly, he scooped me up from Haiti, got me all the way over here, all the way over here, all the way to Ashe. He
Right.
took me under his wing.
Uh-huh.
He took me under his wing. Truly, he taught me. He still teaches me both in the ring and outside of the ring. He's the
Yeah.
one. He's the first one to pull me aside after my training, like, and after like I just started wrestling, and to tell me like, you have something. You got to get out there. You got to start making a name for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first person that really like believed in my ability to do this.
Mm-hmm.
When I like when once that happened, it was off to the races. And then fast forward like a year ago, we formed Starwear Fashions, and
Mm-hmm.
now shoot, we've been doing incredible things since then. I'm excited, bro. People love us. His charisma is impeccable. I love his charisma.
Mm-hmm.
I love wrestling with him. I love traveling with him. We took over WrestleMania weekend together this past Mania in Las Vegas. That was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. That was so much fun to do with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys also were featured on the on Ashe 11. I remember that. I remember seeing y'all on Ashe 11 and you guys were teaming. So like I definitely see the chemistry with you guys as far as a tag team. So is this something that you guys are going to be doing moving forward and then possibly integrate yourselves into the tag team championship picture? You know, maybe see you guys against Ugly Gang or Demon Time or any of those tag teams within their division.
Absolutely. What? We can't stop now. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna take over that tag team division. I would, you know what, Darius, sir, we will definitely step up to those tag team championships. Make another tournament. We're already slated for it. We can do it. Absolutely. Ugly Gang, those are my boys. What? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to wrestle them. Any of those tag teams, bring it. We got it.
So just so you know, Jordan Holt and Zay Vega watch all of our stuff because we've interviewed them too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could do us a favor real quick, you said you like cutting promos. Can
Uh,
you cut a promo? Can you cut a promo stating why you and Ashton deserve those titles before Ugly Gang and I can't remember the team that they're going to be facing in the next Ashe show.
hmm. Me and Ashton, we deserve those championships because we're number one. Who do you think you are? We're the most beautiful, sexiest tag team to ever step foot into ASE Wrestling. I am Zamir Zuriell, your Haitian prince, your bad boy, your sexy lover. Also, I am tag teaming right next to Ashton Star. Do you see this, man? There is no star that shines better than Ashton right here. So I don't care if it's Ugly Gang. I don't care if it's two or three other tag teams. I don't care if it's a whole gauntlet. We deserve to be the number one contenders for those championships. Absolutely. You get to see what I can truly do. Coming right up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Give
Shots
him a round of
fired.
applause.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Let's. We gonna end it
And he
off
did it
with
on the
that.
fly.
Yeah. On the fly. On the fly. I meant to hit the drums. I was trying to hit the air horn and I went and hit the drum by
That's
mistakes.
funny.
But
That's your old age, bro. That's your old age.
yeah. But yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I definitely would like to see you guys versus Ugly Gang. I think that joint would be dope. We seen that last match. Who were they? Oh, they were
The
facing the
audacity.
Audacity. Oh man, that
Mhm.
joint was fire. Yeah.
Mm, yes, sir. Oh, I love those boys. My goodness.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
were you guys supposed to be featured on the last Ashe show?
Yes, we were. Absolutely, we were. But unfortunately, I had been in a recent car accident. Was not my fault. So,
Okay. Mm,
vehicle difficulties.
okay.
All clear. All clear.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I could have swore I saw that because that's where I got your name from. Because the emails and the messages on Instagram are coming from me. So I was like, wait a minute. I got his name off the Ashe poster for the last show, and then I watched the show, didn't see you on there. I'm like, hold on. I could have swore his name was on there, and then you didn't show up. So now that makes sense.
It was. It was just
And I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, I'm glad you
no
good.
mercy. Thank you so much. I'm in one piece. Thank God. Thank God. But
So how did you get in contact with Darius Lockhart to become part of the Ashe roster?
well, Ashton was actually Ashton was in talks with Darius first, and then around that time, a few months prior, me and Ashton had just officially linked up to make Starwear Fashions. And we had already been doing things here and there, from action wrestling to a few different territories. And when Darius and him were having talks, he was like, "I have my assistant Zamir, I have my partner Zamir. Would he be able to come along with him?" So he said yes. Bring Zamir along. I said okay, and I was my first appearance wasn't me wrestling; it was just me managing. So that was just a test run to see how we would look. We did fantastic. It was stellar.
Mhm.
From like the moment we walked through the curtains, it was like an instant, oh, that makes sense. Like that this belongs here. Like we like
So
we
you
we brought something different. So
no, that's my fault. That's my fault. Were you at on the pre-show for Return of the King with
yes, I
Ashton?
was.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, yeah. That was
Oh,
awesome.
yes, I
That was
was. Thank you.
so what would you say, because we've been talking about people of color, and so what would you say that Ashe Wrestling has done for black wrestlers?
Culture. This is the first place where I feel safe to be me. Like I feel like I can actually be myself and be my full self. Because like even the last Star Shea show, like we had like just every single match from the women's championship match to how like even the men's main championship match, like our entrances, like we have like African like actual like dancers go out there and like drummers, like we can bring different types of black to the screen to the forefront because it's not just we from the hood or we all wear like do rags
Hmm.
or whatever. Like, no, like we're all there's very vast differences. There's all of us here. I mean, I speak French. I speak Creole. Like other people are from Nigeria. There are other people from the UK, like Leon Slater. Like from all around the world, this one place called Ashe brings out every single version of black and more to come. So I think that all of us have a chance to shine in our own way, and no one's being drowned out. No one's being compared to anybody else because you can't compare us to anybody else. We're all different in our own ways, but we all share the same skin tones.
It's crazy you say culture because I asked frontman Ja the same question, And that's what he said. He said culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. It's true.
So
Like
for
I would have
me,
never.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. Like I would have never thought that I could be bold with being Haitian. Besides just saying sac passe, like I would have never thought that I would be able to actually speak French and actually like break those barriers and step into that mode of me as a person and bring that to the forefront as well.
Yeah, and it's awesome for guys like me and my partner here to see because it's like, we see the stuff that comes on TV, and you may see, a few of us on there, like on the WWE shows. You see a handful of us, and in AEW, they have more than a handful. They promote us more than WWE promotes us. And then I became privy to Ashe. I'm like, what is this Ashe? I start watching it. It's all of us. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is awesome. This is awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
ever since that I found out about Ashe, I've been watching. We ask him. We've been watching every show, every single show, and we're trying to get as many of the Ashe wrestlers on our show as possible because we want to promote our own. Like, don't get me wrong, we will promote outside of our own, but we want to make sure that our own is getting the promotion that we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say from not even just from me, but my boy next to me, we want to say thank you to Mr. Lockhart. Thank you to everybody that's come on from Ashe, promoting Ashe, including
Mm-hmm.
yourself, Zamir, because this is what our vision started out as.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. When we had the idea for the show, we came up with the name, and then we talked about like what do we want our identity to be, and then we just said we want our identity to be us, us. You know what I mean? Us. The culture, and then once that was made final, we just was like, okay, this is what we gonna do, and since then, like it's been dope, to have all you guys from Ashe come on our platform and talk wrestling and shoot the shit like they say and just talk about random different topics. It's dope because like in this platform, this realm, it's not a lot. Like I said before, they might be people that do this that are like us, but they don't do it to this extent. You know what I'm saying? They're not promoting. There's not enough. Let me say this, there's not enough of us promoting us. We need more of that. The small fraction of people that we know that are promoting us, we need more of that. That's what we need, and we just blessed to have you folks that come out and come on the show and tell us what you guys like and interact with us. you know I mean, that's dope. That's dope. We never thought we was even gonna push this far, and look how far we are. Like we literally, I looked at the video count. I looked at the video count the other day. 74 videos already. This show's not even a year old. Like, I'm being honest, it's not even a year old. 74
Congratulations.
videos, 74 videos already. Just like that. So the consistency is what put us, managed to put us into the forefront. We're still working. We've gotten opportunities we never thought we would get. Like, we've been blessed, and that's how we know we supposed to be here. And we ain't going nowhere, folks. We ain't going nowhere. We here. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Look, Shao Kahn is going to talk to you folks real quick. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
To be fair, he's older, so he might go somewhere.
I'm
Ah.
waiting.
Dang. 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 Yeah, as you can see throughout the interview, yeah, he's going to throw shots. Funny thing is, we're in the same age bracket, but he gonna make you think that I'm grandpa in the wheelchair. Nah, man.
They're gonna find the wheelchair.
Yeah.
So with you being Haitian, have you been invited to or even thought about doing a show for all Caribbean pro wrestling?
I would love to be on All Caribbean Wrestling. Absolutely, All Caribbean Pro sounds like a beautiful idea. I would honestly, that's my next destination. That's my next goal.
Yeah,
That's
I think they're
right there.
based out of the Bahamas, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, their former champion is who also has been on our show is Elijah Burke.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Burke, the Pope. That's their former
Yeah.
champion. Yeah.
He was actually our first.
Our first interview was Elijah Burke. That's how we knew like this whole channel was gonna be special. Like when we got him in our first go try, we was like, yeah, we about to make some waves. And he kind of definitely levitated us to be like in that forefront. And then we just recently talked to Odyssey Jones and like
Formerly
that.
known.
Yeah, formerly known as Odyssey Jones. My bad. Just Odyssey. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, that helped us out a lot too. You know, salute to both of them. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, that really, really catapulted us. You know, and we got some more coming up too. We ain't saying nothing. We got some more.
Absolutely.
Could you see yourself going 1-on-1 with Darius Carter for the ASE Men's Championship?
Yes, we, absolutely, Sue, absolutely. That's actually shoot. Make that number 6, Darius Carter. That's a dream match of mine as well. He's one of the ones I
Heck
saw,
yeah.
yeah, like a few years ago. Before I even knew who he was, I was like, I don't know who this man is, but I like him. He's just, I love him, bro. He's so funny, but super talented. He's gonna give me a run for my money. He's going to give me a run for my money. So yes, me and Mr. Darius. I've already wrestled the promoter. I've already wrestled. I've already wrestled Darius. So I'm trying to get to two-peat that championship. Let's go. Ooh, I like all this
I know that's good.
championship talk.
Yeah, shoot your shot, bro. Shoot your
Yeah,
shot.
do what you gotta do. Hey, he's calling you out. He's calling you out.
I'm gonna put this out there first. It's from our last interview that we did with Frontman. Looks like you might have to go through Frontman to get there, because Frontman shot his shot on Lockhart and Carter also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem, Frontman. No problem. Zamir said no problem.
No problem. Shoot. I ain't afraid of a match. I'm sorry. Do you know where I come from? Fox trained me, boy. Can't be afraid of stepping into a ring.
Hey.
Yeah. I hear
Shoot
you.
your shot, Zamir. That's what I'm talking about. You know who trained me? That's what I'm talking about.
I hear you. Yeah. You know what's funny? Like his schedule, Darius Carter's schedule is heavy. Like I sent my boy the picture, the flyer of who he's got in front of him coming up on one of the Ashe shows. He got to wrestle what was the
Billy
flyer
Dixon.
Huh? What was the flyer
Billy
sent you?
Dixon.
Billy Dixon and who else? Oh yeah, Santana Jackson. Yep.
Yeah,
Billy Dixon
yeah.
and Santana Jackson. And Santana Jackson is no joke. Have you ever seen Santana Jackson before?
Yes, I've seen Tangent. Yes, I've seen.
Yo,
Come on, he eats.
Santana Jackson's character is fire. Like when I first witnessed this guy wrestle, I said, "Yo, ain't no way he gonna be able to get this off." And then I tell you not, I became an instant fan just like that. Like the whole Michael Jackson persona in professional wrestling, I didn't know how much I needed to see that. To see that.
And neither did I. He does it so well.
Yo, man, listen. I am very look. I'm gonna be watching that event for sure, cause I'm a big fan of Santana Jackson. When I seen it and I told Dub, I said, "Yo, we gotta watch this event. This is gonna be crazy." Cause I actually thought the event was happening tomorrow. I got the dates mixed up. It's happening next month, but I thought it was happening tomorrow. So, but yeah, man, that Santana Jackson joint is gonna be dope. So yeah, he got a lot of people trying to come at him. So like it's a long line. It's a long line.
Hey, hey,
Yeah, no.
we can just throw Zamir in there too.
Yeah.
Put his name in the
I'll
line
let
also.
them tire him up for me.
What'd you
They
There
say?
you
can be
go.
tired up.
There you
He said
go.
no.
Yeah, man.
Shoot,
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll do it right now. Not right now. I'll do it next in a few. Let him get tired out by his future opponents, and then I'll do a nice roll up. One, two,
Hey,
three.
And
you
I
get it how you can, right?
and I
Sorry.
seen not for nothing, and I seen another post, another flyer. I forgot to send it to you. I seen another flyer where he's also facing Bishop Khan as well in another promotion with the ASE championship on the line. It's like title for title or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And there's somebody else in there too, but I can't quite remember. I gotta look for it. But yeah, like, oh yeah, okay, all right. So that's what it was. So they're going back and forth on social media about opponents. So it's like we actually going to talk about it on our next video, and then you'll get a chance to see what was being discussed. But there's an actual clip of them going back and forth on who going to face Carter in the near future. So yeah.
Hmm. The Austin's incredible. I can't wait to see his matches. I love seeing his work.
Mm-hmm.
He does fantastic.
Yeah, everybody that we talk to, they always say good and highly favorite things, about Darius Carter and his matches, And then we went back and watched some of his stuff. Like he's amazing. He's amazing.
And he's a heel's heel.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Definitely, Lord Steven Regal's double ganger for sure. Like for sure. Like yeah.
So, Mr. Zamir, um, if there's one thing in the high ranks of professional wrestling that you would change to get us more involved within the companies, whether if it's WWE. Now, I want to preface this by saying we know that NXT is very heavy on us. Obafemi, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, so Jada Parker, Lola Vice. I know she's Hispanic, but person of color. Lola Vice, so on and so forth. But I'm talking about Raw and SmackDown, and then I guess AEW to a slight extent. What if you could change anything to make us more prominent within those companies? What would you do?
I would make us. I would make us enter storylines because that's the things that storylines or is what makes people remember you. Like you remember The Rock for his storylines, Booker T for his storylines. I mean, like Booker T and Stone Cold in a grocery store. Like that doesn't just happen. That like there's a build to it. If we integrate us off rip too, like if you integrate us, like call us up from you know NXT up to the main roster or even now, what you could start integrating is like just adding more storylines for people of color and actually trying to understand that person of color instead of here is where you go, or this is what we assume that black people do, so be like this. And that's not, again, that's not all of us. We have a chance to show ourselves and show who we truly are, and we get to talk and get on the mic and show that we're powerful as well. We take over immediately.
I think they would do well by looking at people or looking at promotions like Ashe, talking to the wrestlers within that promotion, picking Darius Lockhart's brain, like what did you put into this to make people of color stand out? You know, but of course it has to start up here. Like TKO, they have got to want to. Triple H is they have to want to do that. It can't just they're down in NXT. They are the champions down in NXT. They're doing this down in NXT. Uh, so we'll just leave that at Shawn Michaels. But then when we get up to the main roster at Raw and SmackDown, like everybody likes to point out, Carmelo Hayes. We haven't really been seeing much of him up until tonight, where he took on Sami Zayn for the uh, U.S. title. But prior to that, we haven't really been seeing much of him. So I feel like they need to do something to get us more involved within that company outside of NXT.
Hmm. No,
Because I'll
I
be
agree with you.
damned if I'm going to sit there and watch them fumble Obafemi once he finally goes up.
That's really,
Mm-hmm.
he's literally super for that.
Mm-hmm.
They can't mess that up. If they mess that up, they have a serious problem on their hands.
I gotta be careful. We gotta be treated better. We will be treated
Absolutely.
better.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think we need to see. I don't know what Darius is doing to get the company more out there, but more people need to see Ashe, especially more people that look like us need to see this. Like, hold up a second, we're not being seen on Raw and SmackDown. We can only be seen on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which is NXT and AEW Dynamite. I wish there was a way to get Ashe on TV to where more eyes can be put on them so they can see that, hey, we are just as talented, if not more talented, than some of the people that you see on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that that would be a beautiful idea. Absolutely, to get big eyes on us to get on TV for us to get. Yeah, absolutely,
I mean,
that'd be glorious.
it is possible. There's so many outlets out there that don't have professional wrestling programming. So it is possible, that's why I feel it's so important to have platforms like this that promotes that, because you don't know who's watching could see this and they can just say, hey, where are these guys from? Let's find out where they're talking to these wrestlers, and let's go from there. And it happens. It happens all the time, so it is possible. There's many outlets out there. So,
That's true. All it takes is one person.
yeah. So I just have one question. One question. And then I'm gonna just pass it right back. So what other roles do you plan on playing as far as your character, you know, within the sport? Like what do you plan on doing moving forward as far as your character? Are we going to see a heel side of you? Are we going to see a face? Are we going to see something in between? Like what are we going to expect from Zamir moving forward?
You can expect the in between,
Okay.
because the in between is where I belong. That's really where I stay
Mhm.
mostly. I am. I am known to be a good guy. I am a very, very, very good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know how to defend myself, and if I must get nasty, then damn it, I can, and damn it, I will. It don't take nothing for me to flip a switch. But I can also smile and send you on right on pretty on your way. Either way, I'm more in between. I would say that.
Okay.
So expect future Zamir to bring out not only more aggression, but bring out some more smiles to your faces.
Okay.
I'm
Is
gonna
there
do it regardless of who I'm dealing with.
is there any storylines that you're connected to at the moment that you may be able to like spill the tea just a teeny weeny bit and let us know, or is it something that you really can't discuss at the moment?
Um, I can say one thing,
Okay.
not to leave anything out of Ashe for us, but we do have a big boy named Isaiah with us. He's like our third member to start wearing fashions. So he's been added into the mix more or less recently. So
Okay. Okay.
he's 6'5", 6'5".
So we only know one Isaiah. So is this? Could you be talking about Mr. Broner? Is that who you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay, yo, that's
we
our guy. That's our guy. We just talked to him a few weeks ago. That's our
really
guy. So if y'all got the problem with y'all, then it's basically a wrap for a lot of folks. Cause my man is no joke. So
Now that
is.
you okay, you put them three against the Ugly Gang three. Boy, sign me up today.
yeah, I definitely
Oh,
want to watch that. Definitely want to watch that. Yeah, we
man.
we we talked to him just recently. He just had a match too. I don't know if you guys seen it, but he just had a match against Jake something from TNA. He just had a match with Jake something. I didn't watch the full match, so I don't know if he captured the title that Jake something had for that promotion, but I know they just had a match recently. Yeah,
Amazing, absolutely.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Shoot. That's crazy that you just talked to him. That's awesome. Sorry, my dog.
Mm-hmm. Nah, yeah, he's dope. We talked to him and we talked to Jocelyn Navarro as well. So yeah, there's some cool folks. Some cool folks.
Shoot.
Go ahead, Doug.
So, do you have a pre match? I should say. I was about to say pre match meal.
Yes. Yes. I always try to have like a bag of sun like already like peeled like sunflower seeds
The
or regular
kernels.
peanuts. The kernels, there we go. Yeah. Kernels of sunflower seeds. I like to have a banana, some fruit, just some healthy stuff. I like to eat more plant based, and I eat fish as my main protein. So pescatarian per se.
Okay.
So, if you could have a cheat meal, what would that cheat meal look like?
Cake, brown like yeah, this is red velvet all the way. With velvet, I love pizza. Pizza is actually my favorite food. That was a hard one to kind of like skate around, but I still eat pizza. I'm not even gonna lie. That's my guilty pleasure right there.
So with you being from the South, you got the Haitian blood, and you're from the South, and you live in the South. Like, what is the craziest thing that you've eaten?
Chitlins.
Ah, I knew he was gonna say it.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, yeah. Chitlins are like pig's feet. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a
I
lot
ne-
going on right there. That's a lot.
well,
One and
well,
done. One and done.
yeah. So like I said earlier, I'm from the South too, and that's one food that I refuse to eat, and that's chitlins. My ancestors could be as mad as me as they want to. Chitlins,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, sorry,
I
Aunt.
have not been privy to do that. I've not been privy to eat chitlins, and I, it's not something that I wouldn't even be privy to. I ain't even going front. I don't want to eat chitlins. I've tried a lot of foods, but that's
You
one
ain't been
that,
to nothing.
yeah, that's one I probably will pump my brakes with.
My grandmother, for Thanksgivings and Christmases and stuff, I used to sit there and watch her clean them and cook them, and I'm like, just the smell alone is just like, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That's terrible. But my grandmother and my grandfather loved them. God rest their soul. They loved them. Darius couldn't do it though.
That's fair, because neither could I.
Nah, pig's feet and pig's ears. Give me some good hot sauce, and I can eat that.
Yeah, I haven't had those neither. I
You
haven't
need to come
had
down to the south, sir.
I haven't had those either. I've had chicken feet though. I had chicken feet. That's actually something that my mom used to cook back in the day when I was a kid. She's cooked that before and chopped it up and put it in soup, with some fufu and stuff like that. So I've had that at least once or twice. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It was all right.
I need me some fufu. You still supposed to give me some fufu when you still haven't done
I,
it.
I I got you. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do, and you a witness. Zamir, you are a witness. This is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna get my wife to cook some fufu. We're gonna freeze it up, put it in one of those boxes with the soups and everything. Put it in one of those
Yeah.
boxes. Make sure it'll stay sealed, and we're gonna send it to you. And then you gonna tell me what you think. My wife makes some of the best ogusi soup, melon soup in the world. And I'm saying that confidently because I know
Mm.
I've tasted just about every person I know's melon soup. My wife does that soup justice. I'm telling you. When you eat that melon soup, you're going to want the recipe so that your wife can make it. I'm trying to tell you. It's really good. And it's healthy too. It's really
I'm gonna hold
healthy.
you to it too.
No, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Zamir is the witness.
You're a
I'm gonna hold
witness.
you to it. I got another question. This is based more on rumors. What 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 at being Haitian, you know, and we know I'm not gonna get into what this clown in office has said about Haitians. I'm not gonna get into that because we know it's a lie. But what is a rumor that about Haitians that you would like to say, this just isn't true?
That voodoo and the practices that we do are satanic or evil.
Mm-hmm.
When that could be the furthest thing from the truth. The word voodoo itself it literally means spirit. It doesn't mean anything wrong. Now, yes, of course, people have had bad intentions with it, but it's not evil. That's been the biggest misconception of my people.
So, what is voodoo really?
So voodoo is basically you are thanking God for everything. You believe that that spiritually the Holy Spirit is everywhere. That like your ancestors who came before you, your divine ancestors that came before you are connected with you and protecting you and helping you. I'm Christ centered mainly, so I believe like Jesus first, and then everything else in between. And when you go through like or like when you use voodoo, use it or whatever, you're just praying and giving thanks to God and giving thanks to your ancestors for protecting you. They're like God's angels guiding you along your way.
So why is it that people look at voodoo as black magic? Oh, I think he froze.
He froze?
Yeah.
Oh. Is it going to unfroze?
I wonder if his phone died or something.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm on the Instagram right now. Hold up. Let me see if I could. Yeah, he's sending us a message.
Did you want to pause the show?
Yeah, I will have to yeah, it stopped. Yeah, I will have to stop the live. All right. We'll be right back.